All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'm just going to walk you through my setup station, right, and kind of talk to you about what I do here. What sticks out most to me is I have my Biracial, which is my hand sanitizer. Before I touch the baby, I try to remove any lotions or oils off my hand. I have this down, my little puppy pad, but what you're gonna see underneath here, I have a wood swivel TV stand. I've turned the puppy pad over it because in this series I'll be painting a very slack baby, and everything will stick to it. So I have also placed a glass sheet with cellophane all over it, which this is going to be my first time doing this. I saw somebody else station and I was like, hey, yay, that looks good. Okay, anything, I'll try anything. I also use a cover. I'll show you in a little bit that after I paint, I cover the doll. I have these automotive lint-free paper towels. You can get them from Amazon. I love them. I have, I think these are called, oh gosh, I don't know what they're called. Little dessert plastic containers, disposable containers. They come with a lid. I use the lid to mix paint in when it's a small amount. I'm just going to throw it away real quick. This is for larger amount painting. I have different kinds of sponges that I pounce with and paint with. The majority of silicone, so I'm going to stop for a second. For those that have painted reborns and silicones, totally different styles, totally different products, materials, everything is different. Where do I start? The first thing, we don't use a lot of brushes that's why you don't see a lot of paint brushes. You use just more or less some very narrow, thin paint brushes. You do not paint silicones like you paint reborn dolls. You don't use the same product. The only product that you use the same is if you use alcohol, you use alcohol. If you use the Mona Lisa paint thinner, you can use that. The sponges are totally different. Your white sponges must be latex free. I get them off of Amazon as well. So far what I've gotten off of Amazon are these lint-free paper towels, these little dessert cups, I guess you call them, disposable dessert cups with their tops, latex-free sponges, these little dabbers, pouncers. I love these. You can get them from Temu, very cheap. I also love my round sponges. Love those. Love these. Let me just get it ready. Love them. Okay, I use toothpicks and or stirrers. These and all so far from Amazon, Temu, much cheaper. I actually like this one, the flat one, to pounce, and I like this one to pounce, so I'll get it ready for this baby. These are called lip gloss, disposable lip gloss applicators. This is when you are doing, you can do your modeling with these. You can paint in the creases with these, right? Mona Lisa paint thinner. I don't use this. I use this to clean my table, so that's alcohol. And that is Inhibit X. That is for silicone. Here it is, and we'll go over it. Inhibit X. It actually will allow your paint, or provides that stability when you're painting on silicone. So your silicone paint will adhere. So you'll wash your baby, and you would coat very lightly, following the instructions on the can. 2 applications. I have different dusters here to dust, scissors, tweezers, or your, for this one, we'll pull these out right now. Be using these. And then, like I said, when you're painting silicone, you don't use paint brushes. I've seen people paint. Do not do it. Do not do it. It will leave streaks in your doll. You do not throw on a lot of paint on your silicone. Silicone does what? It forms a baby. So just imagine if you pour on a thick coat of silicone, it's going to rise up off of the top of that silicone. So you want it pounced thin. You want that paint thin, pushed into that baby. Different brushes like these. I forgot what they're called. Again, Amazon. It comes with about 4 or 5. I saw them on Temu too, so you can grab them on Temu. So if you look in here, you'll see a couple of, they come like 4 or 5 different colors. This is my powder. Oh, let's talk about the matting powder. Do not use Reborn matting powder on silicone babies. Use silicone powders. What's the name of the powder that I get? Oh gosh, I can't remember. But always use the right kind of matting. I get it from eBay, Amazon. No, not Amazon. eBay. There is a site that Lori actually just gave me. If you're interested and need it, give me a call. I use a little shaker. I actually do modeling different ways depending on my mood, I guess. But I cut up sponges if I want big modeling. Or if you want more control, use your lip applicator. And if you want little small ones, you can use these, I don't know what they're called, but when you look on Amazon for black sponges, I think it's for makeup effects. So that's what that is. I have different lighting. I'm trying to be by the window. That's my pavilion in the back, but that I try to use real lighting so that you can see. Oh, in the beginning, I was painting in not natural light, but bedroom light. And when you take the baby outside, a whole different color. Matter of fact, when you wake up, it's a different color, and you're like, what did I do? Oh my God. All right, so I bought these little glass jars, baby jars, I guess. And because I pre-mixed all my paint, and I'll go through it and tell you in a second what I have. They are airtight sealed. As you can see, the rubber seal is in there. You could do it either way, right? Use A or B, right, to pre-mix in. And when you combine them in your, paint palettes or your containers, or however you mix them, that's when it actually is ready then to be applied. It will not activate until they are combined. So the same amount of A would be with B, okay? Because I actually mix my paint in B, B has like a white film where A is clear. If I had to do this again, I probably would have mixed my paint in this one, because when you add A to it, you don't get a different color. So I had to make these very strong, right? Not very, but strong, so that when I combined it, that the color would not dissipate. I have my Mona Lisa here for my brush cleaner. Not many brushes, but the brushes that I will use, I'll go ahead and clean them. If not, you know, with silicone, you will be throwing away a lot of brushes. So try to get the brushes that you need to paint in creases and details from Amazon. This little thing here I use for 3D detailing. Needs to be clean. I'm gonna drop it in here. Didn't do that. I usually sanitize and clean my station before I paint. And as a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and put some brushes that I may use in there and get them ready. One sec, guys. Oh gosh, let's see. Where are they? So yeah, paint both silicone and Reborn's vinyl. So everything in here is kind of together. Let's get them in. I won't have to worry about getting them clean, but yeah, in prep. So, all right, speaking of brushes, actually was taught that I could use this brush when I apply my sealer, but I attended another class and they showed me how when you mix your A and B, clear A and B together for your sealer, you thin it out, right? You don't use it thick, you use it thin, because once again, silicone will, if applied heavily, it will raise up off that doll. You don't want that, so you want it thin. So we're thinly sealing our doll, so you can actually mix, and you'll see that. I'll make sure I go over that step. Mix your A and B together with probably twice the amount of Mona Lisa thinner, and you can pour it over your baby, the half that you're working on, and use your latex-free gloves to make sure you have it all the way in, doing it with your hands so that you don't leave brush streaks. Once you have that on there, use your latex-free sponge, tear off the top of it, and pounce it until it is shiny. Everywhere is shiny on your sealed baby, shiny. And then allow it to almost dry, and then pour your matting powder, thin coats, and dust it. Let it sit for 24 hours. Wipe off, not wash off, wipe off, turn the baby over, and repeat. All right, let me get off of that for a second. Moving on. All right, so here is how I mix my paint. All right, so let's start from the beginning. So I'm going to paint biracial. So I'm going to actually paint a thin base coat. So whatever color my doll is that I get, some are different colors, some are really pink, some of them are pink, some of them are not pink. So I put a base coat just to neutralize it. The first thing that we're gonna do, let me get the paint that I use. So I mix my colors using 3 types of paint. Enif's, very, 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 you only need a little bit, because I mean, this is strong. This paint is pre-mixed for colors. Like, instead of you making a vibrant rose, it's already pre-mixed. Instead of you making a chestnut brown, it's pre-mixed. So you only need a small amount of this, okay? All right, the other thing that I use is, I use Sam's, which is Silicone Art Materials, Skin Tone, and just comes in a pack like this. And so when you are mixing your paint, I use that one. And then I use silk. Everybody knows Silk, right? I have it in a bag, but you guys know the Silk paints. They are the ones that comes in the little jars like this. Okay, and I think it's probably about 7 or 8 of them. You can get that from Amazon. I use those 3 to mix up my paint. So I'm not going to give you my formulas, but I will show you my colors, which will allow you to take a screenshot if you want, and then you can make them yourself. All right, so this I'm sure has flesh in it. Right, some brown and some skin tones. I have my blue undertones for biracials. Let's see if I can get it to light. Yeah, there you go. Take a screen print if you need it. It's more of an aqua marine color. I use this for modeling and creasing and shadowing with the blue. This is easy, you guys. This is just regular old blue veining. You can use whichever blue you need to make that. Just one color makes your blue veining. For biracials, we have a purple undertone. So I have a very deep purple. Okay, let me see if I can get to the color. Let me see if I can open it. It has quite a few different colors, but hold on. I should have put this on. Should have hung it up. But see that purple? Remember, I make my paints very rich because I'm going to use a little bit of it mixing with my part B. All right, I use that for modeling undertones of the baby. That's my first set. My second set, after I do the purple, I do a magenta modeling. Well, you can see the color without me opening it. Magenta. Oh God, it's so horrible. My lighting. And the funny thing is when I paint my babies and I show you, it's a totally different color. Anyway, it's magenta. There you go. Much better. I'll use that light. All right, that's magenta. You can start mixing, get your formula together. All right, then I have 3 of my pink modeling. So this is the last modeling that I put on biracials. Put that one down. I'm not wasting my stuff. All right. You see the sides. There it is. Pink. Different than the magenta, guys. It has more red purplish kind of. Those 3 layers make up a beautiful baby, you'll see. After that, I go to, you can do whichever way you want, but I do my blue undertones. I do my base, my blue undertones, my veins, and my purple mottling, magenta mottling, pink mottling. This is my creasing. My creasing is a mixture of kind of like a brown, blood red, you know, kind of purplish color. So make your creasing. Black people have kind of dark creases. Not too light, not too dark. So we don't use brown, right? Then I have my blush, which is another totally different color. So we blush, kind of a pinkish purpley color too. From that, because I've used quite a bit of red, may settle it down with a mustard. So I'll mottle a mustard on top of that to bring it all together and golden out those tones. And I have my skin layer 1, which is a brown. This is so sad, my colors, my lights. Nope. There it is. Brown. It's a deep brown, deep chocolate brown, guys. Skin layer 2. A little even deeper. I think when I'm going to mix this up a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of black on this because I've been finding my babies are just a little bit more reddish tone than I want. So I'm going to add a little black to both of those before I paint this time. All right, after those, then I'm going to do the 3D. And this is my pop color. This gives you the little baby rashy color. And I use the little prongy type tool to apply that. And here are my last set of colors. I have a very dark shadowing color. I have eyebrows, which I'm gonna make this a little darker. Always, that's not gonna give you an eyebrow color, right? So I'm gonna fix that. I have my nail tips. Not white, guys. Babies don't have white, so it's kind of a off-white. And then if I have to add a little green texture, I will, and if I don't, I won't. So it's a green wash. All right, so I'm gonna leave this here because I'm gonna fix some colors. What else did I want to show you? Oh, I'll show you my cover that I use to protect the baby. I ordered it. I decided that I wanted something that was clear that I can look through, plexiglass that would actually cover my dolls while they are drying. One thing I would recommend, because I keep mine kind of over the ledge a little so some air, but I would suggest that you ask them if you get it made, put some holes on the top. Not big holes, guys, but just some air holes if it doesn't have an overhang. So let me show you that. Here it is. I'm going to put it on the table so you can see what I mean. So I had this made. You can measure it out whichever way you want, but I needed it long enough for whichever dolls I'm using. So my TV stand is pretty long, and as you can see, the TV stand is still here. And on this side, close to the end of it. Yep. So my suggestion, since I have an overhang, is you don't want it to suffocate. You don't want, it's silicone. You want it to have some air. But you want to protect it from dust. So you want to put a few little air holes in it. I think that is all that I have. I will show you something else I use. For modeling, I actually use these little disposable small plates. They're good that after, you can mix in here, or you can mix in here and pour in here. Me, I don't waste paint. So I'll mix in here and I'll be able to pounce it. So you might have two. One that has your paint. This one, pounce, because remember, We're not applying a lot of paint to the baby and then pounce on the baby. Okay. Amazon, guys. They're recyclable, or they're recycled. And then I use the paint palettes for little small things, like if I'm going to use this most definitely if I'm going to do veining, nail tips, eyebrows, lip liner, creases, anything that doesn't require a lot of paint. I'm going to use my syringes, once again, from Amazon. The clear one is for me, is for part B, Cycle Paint part B. And then the one with the color, of course, is for part A. I do not apply this one. I don't use this one because I'll mix it, and what'll happen, guys, it'll activate. So we don't want to do that because then it'll get hard and you won't be able to suction out anything. So I don't think I have anything else. I have a light here with my recording stand. I have another natural light. This one is my magnifying light. I cut on natural light. What else? A comfortable chair. I don't have a little cheap Amazon chair, but don't sit too long ever. And my stand here came with this, so when I get ready to end, all I have to do is push the button and I can do that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to write me. I'm learning. I want feedback, please. I want help. I want feedback. Please share. Silicone dolls are very expensive, and me, have messed up a lot of dolls. Trial and error. I've taken a bunch of courses. I'm still learning. I am not anywhere near a professional. I'm still in the beginner phases, so I hope to share these videos so that if you're beginning as well, you could not make as many mistakes as I made. So I'll try to point out some things that will help you. I like the pre-mixed paint. The only thing about that is that you get kind of happy with the syringe. So I'm going to say, if you're not using a lot, you don't need a lot, right? And because you're going to do A and B, remember that. So where you used to do a toothpick, make sure you only it's not going to fill up that first part of that syringe. The great news about premix is that when you paint your baby, and I'm going to recommend you paint your baby one side all the way to the end, that means blue undertoning, veining, well, base color first, blue undertoning, veining, what do I have after that? Purple undertoning, etc., etc., etc. You're going to do everything. You're going to let that baby cure all the way, 24 to 48 hours. You're going to flip that baby over, and you're going to do the rest. And the good news is that you don't have to worry about, oh, how dark or how much paint did I use? It's pre-made. So all you have to do is now start over, right? All right. I am now going to end this piece, and we will meet again in the kitchen, and we'll wash the baby. Then we'll put her on a puppy pad and let her dry and inspect her for any imperfections. And then we will prepare her with our Inhibit X twice and let her sit for a while and then start painting. See you soon. Oh, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment. Subscribe. All right, thank you.